Greetings, this is Stephen DiMartino of NYNJPA Weather and Weather Optics. We're going to have a public/premium video discussion all at once. And also I want to welcome the Weather Optics family and all you followers out there throughout the nation. Now, we're going to talk about a major coastal storm that is expected to impact much of the northern mid-Atlantic and New England as we head into this upcoming weekend, specifically Sunday on through Monday. I'm going to show you a couple of features that really have my eye and why I'm a bit concerned about this storm. So we're going to focus on the northern mid-Atlantic for today's video. Currently, conditions are improving after a bit of rain, especially over Connecticut this morning. We do have a few scattered showers and even a little bit of sleet developing in the higher elevations in northern New Jersey, with winds from the northwest around 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusting at times to 25 miles per hour from the northwest, bringing in much cooler air and keeping temperatures basically in the mid to upper 50s. On the radar, you can see the bulk of the steady heavy rainfalls lifting up into New England. But take a look at what's happening here around the New York City metro. What we have here is cold air coming in, kind of squeezing out what's left of that moisture. And as a result, we're seeing some snowflakes even mixing in the highest elevations in northwestern New Jersey and northern New Jersey. For the most part, though, we're dealing with just a few scattered showers out there, and that's going to continue on through this afternoon. On the infrared satellite picture, you can see that area of low pressure lifting up into the Canadian Maritimes. This upper level low is associated with this cold front, which you can see right here, this nice little upper level trough, is going to be a major player moving on through this weekend. You may say, how? I'll show you in the water vapor satellite picture. In the meantime, for the rest of this weekend, for the rest of this week into the first part of this weekend, we're going to see high pressure and control with clear skies and very comfortable weather conditions building in. You can see that it's set up very nicely over the Ohio and Tennessee River valleys and southern mid-Atlantic. That is heading our way with warmer conditions with it on the way for Saturday. Now let's take a look at what's happening in the water vapor satellite picture. This is very interesting. So first of all, we're going to look at the northwestern Atlantic, way up here. Now you see this upper level low here? This upper level low is creating what we call blocking. This blocking is basically slowing down the entire weather pattern. So this upper level trough here, you can see it right here, is going to start to lift northward and basically become part of this upper level low. So that blocking is going to cause this upper level shortwave right here to dive south and tilt in what we call a negative position, where basically the trough is aligned from southeast to northwest. Why is that important? Well, because of this down here. This low tropical disturbance here may have a chance to develop here into a tropical depression. It's doubtful, okay? But the key point here is that this tropical disturbance and the moisture associated with it is going to become entrained in this trough. And what that basically means is that you're going to have a tropical shortwave interacting with a polar shortwave over the East Coast by the time we get to Saturday night into Sunday morning. So let's take a look at some of the model guides here. Now here's our shortwave here. Here's the one that's kicking out and heading up into the northwestern Atlantic. And you can see the influence of the block here over the northwestern Atlantic already. So let's rotate through. We head through Friday, very comfortable weather conditions over the northern mid-Atlantic, very nice. And then as we head into this upcoming weekend, look what happens. We have our block setting up here. Here comes our trough. Now notice it's a neutral trough, neutral position. Basically the trough axis is north to south. This is really important because when you're looking for a coastal storm along the East Coast, you want a neutral trough in the Mississippi River Valley. Meanwhile, here's our tropical shortwave, right? Again, not really looking for any type of significant development. This won't be a tropical storm. May be a tropical depression, maybe. But for the most part, we're just dealing with some rainfall over Florida. The key factor here is watch what happens by the time we get to Sunday morning. The trough starts to go negative. Notice southeast to northwest. and it starts to pick up our tropical shortwave. Meanwhile, heights are building over the Canadian Maritimes. We're seeing what we call blocking. So by the time we get to Sunday afternoon, you have a strongly negatively tilted trough and training that tropical moisture, which is driving right into the coast. And by the time you get to Sunday night into Monday, man, you are dealing with one impressive storm with a 500 millibar low forming right over the northern Atlantic. Now, when you see a 500 millibar low forming over a location, that means there's tremendous lifting going on. Then you combine that with all the moisture coming in from the East Coast, and you got a lot of rainfall on the way. Now, another factor here that really kind of stands out to me, we're going to jump to Sunday morning. Here's our tropical disturbance. Here is our polar air. By the time we get to Sunday afternoon, that tropical disturbance is starting to interact with this polar air mass. And look at the thermal gradient that's starting to set up in the mid-levels of the atmosphere. By the time we get to Sunday night, that 850 millibar low is rapidly intensifying, and the moisture and the heat content of that tropical low is starting to be drawn into this low pressure system. Meanwhile, you have cold polar air driving into the Tennessee River Valley and heading towards the East Coast. So you're ending up with a very tight gradient. Now, in this case, we're on the warm side of this low pressure system. So we have a lot of moisture streaming in from the Atlantic. We have a lot of warm air, and it's all being lifted. And so as a result, you end up with a very impressive rainstorm that tracks up the East Coast, leading to some very impressive heavy rainfall and the potential for some strong winds too. Now, you see how tight the pressure gradient gets here with this low pressure system? This setup is going to basically lead to the potential for very heavy rainfall, as I've said, wind gusts over 40 miles per hour, sustained winds somewhere between 20 and 30 miles per hour, major coastal flooding for Delaware, New Jersey, the New York City Metro, Long Island, Connecticut coast, up through southern New England. And then, to really add up to a very interesting storm, this whole storm is going to be pulling in cold air, so watch out for the potential for this rain to change over to snow in the Green and White Mountains in New England as the storm lifts northward. I wouldn't even rule out the Poconos. Maybe the highest elevations changing over to snow as the storm's lifting northward and pulling into the St. Lawrence River Valley. So in terms of rainfall, the National Weather Service is currently expecting, and this is just from this storm, okay, anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rain, potentially pushing as high as 6.5 inches of rain in some portions of New England here. This is going to be a storm that is going to be capable of wiping out many locations that are dealing with below normal rainfall deficits. We're talking anywhere in the Philadelphia, New York City metropolitan area, anywhere from about half an inch to 3 inches. And I think on Long Island, there's a few locations that are up to 4 inches in the deficit. That could actually be wiped out with this storm, if the model guidance is correct here in this scenario. That is how much rain could actually fall from this one storm in basically the span from Sunday morning on through Monday morning. That is one impressive rainfall event. So let's take a look at the forecast as we move on through this week. For today, what we can expect here is a few lingering showers exiting the region. Temperatures will rise into the upper 50s for highs this afternoon. For tonight on through tomorrow morning, look for clearing skies, light winds from the west around 5 to 15 miles per hour, lows in the upper 30s to lower 40s. For tomorrow afternoon, high pressure starts to exit off the coast, winds start to veer to the south, and we're going to see temperatures rise into the upper 50s to lower 60s throughout the region. And on Saturday, the day that you want to go out and get all your plans done, basically look for scattered cloud cover, winds from the south around 10 to 20 miles per hour, and temperatures ranging from the upper 40s to lower 50s for lows and mid to upper 60s for highs. Very, very nice. Now on Sunday, we're going to have a cold front approach the region. Here's our low pressure system that's going to start to develop. The rainfall along the front will be scattered in the morning but become widespread towards the afternoon, and then very heavy rainfall will develop for Sunday afternoon all the way on through early Monday morning. Look for temperatures on Sunday to range from the upper 50s to lower 60s for lows and mid 60s for highs. On Monday, that low pressure system rapidly lifts northward with heavy rain in the morning, very strong winds throughout the day, a few lingering showers in the afternoon, followed by clearing skies. Look for temperatures to range from the lower to mid 40s for lows and mid 50s for highs. On Tuesday, Halloween, basically look for sky cloud cover. This cold front won't pack much of a punch as far as rainfall, but will lead to a bit of a breezy weather conditions for your trick-or-treaters by the time we get to the afternoon hours. Look for lows in the lower to mid 40s, highs in the mid to upper 50s. On Wednesday, high pressure will be in control with clear skies expected. Look for lows in the upper 30s to lower 40s, highs in the mid to upper 50s. And on Thursday, a warm front will move through with scattered showers in the morning. Cold front will follow in the afternoon with scattered showers in the afternoon. And temperatures will range from the upper 40s to lower 50s for lows and lower to mid 60s for highs. That is your forecast discussion and premium discussion for today. Thank you for being a follower of NY and JPA Weather and Weather Optics. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there.